Welcome. Now we're going to talk a little bit about getting started with communities at MySIMA. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to go over to the MySIMA area. You'll notice when you're at MySIMA, if you're logged in, you'll see hopefully your picture, or you can upload one quickly by visiting your community profile. You'll see this little widget here at the top that can link to your member status. And here is where you'll link to any communities you're a part of in MySIMA. So to see all the communities you're a part of, you click through here and scroll down to communities. You'll notice this is actually your profile in MySIMA, where you can update some information, and it's the second tab, the My Connections Communities tab. So we link right to that. So I'm a member of several communities at SIMA. So if you've attended one of the recent snow and ice symposiums, or are on a committee, or you're part of this member help section, which is probably how you found this video, you'll have gone through this a little bit before. So essentially, a community is a specialized group that provides access to certain members of that community. It can have a library, which is just a way to download documents and forms, and it can have some discussions as well. So you'll see if I drill into a community such as the 22nd Annual Snow and Ice Symposium, which just got finished a few days ago, you'll see that I'm landed on the Community Home tab. You'll immediately see a discussion tab, and a library tab, and a members tab. Now that members is not SIMA members, that's the members of the community. So if you're interested in finding someone, for example, from the 22nd Annual Snow and Ice Symposium, you may be able to search for them here. Depends on your permissions and settings and the settings of the community itself. So you may or may not see that members tab depending on the type of community you're in. But remember, that's the members of the community, not SIMA members. If you're looking to search for snow contractors or suppliers at SIMA, you'll want to use our directories link, or under MySIMA, the contractor directory or supplier directory. So you'll see on the community homepage, whichever community you're on, that it'll kind of show you the most recent entries for the library. So if, say, you were looking for community resources, like, for example, the speaker presentations from the show, you'd be able to see those here, or you could drill over to the library. Essentially, in this case, it's going to show you the same thing, but some communities may have lots of library entries. The Community Home tab will show you just the most recent. If you drill into that library, then you'll see all of them, and there would be just multiple pages here. You may notice that if you've been to the downloadable documents section of MySIMA as a member, all of our template contracts and forms, that's essentially a community for SIMA members, but it doesn't have that discussion. It's just a library because we're just trying to get you access to documents. So a few things about a library. First of all, you'll see library entries. You likely won't be able to create your own right now. We're just creating entries for you so you can access things. So you'll see we've got Wednesday deep dive workshops. You could download everything from Wednesday deep dive workshops. There were 4 or 5 total. Or you can drill in and kind of see each entry if you're just looking for a specific entry. Now, since you have access to that community, if you were to search in the SIMA search bar for, say, Kirk Armstrong, you probably would have had that come up in that search as well and could have found this that way. So there's many ways to get to things. So again, you'll see the download all function. That can be very handy for certain library entries where you might want all the documents, or you can simply download or click on this to download any one of those items, and it's going to open it up in a new window. If you download it, it's going to download it right to your computer. So that's sort of how the libraries work. So you can get all the sessions from the show pretty quickly, pretty easily. If you do download all, it's going to put them in a zip file, and you're just going to open or show that in the folder and you're going to have to unzip that. So if you haven't done that before, you'll have to quickly learn how to unzip a zip file. It's a pretty simple process. But just a note there, if you download them all, that's the only way you can do that. Or you can dive in and download them one at a time. The only other function you really have to worry about is the discussion section in a community. If you drill in there, you'll see a number of entries, in this case just one, of community members having posted things, thoughts, questions, feedback, that kind of thing. So you'll see here, I posted something that said, hey, if you have feedback about the show as an attendee, you can drill in here and you can reply in line to my post, and you could say, I thought the show was awesome or something. You can save that as a draft, or you can send that, which will then post it and it will show up under that initial post. Many communities, you can actually also create your own message, which would create a whole separate thread subject. So if you had a question or wanted to pose something to folks in the group, you could do that. Now, many of our communities are going to be moderated, so it may take a bit of time before you actually see your post, because we want to make sure there's quality information and good questions and discussion here, so it's moderated. So just be aware that you may not see your post immediately in a community at SIMA. So that's really how the core functionality works. Again, if you want to see all of your communities, you can go back to the MySIMA landing page, which is just my.sima.org, or you can click here. You'll know you're logged in. You can drill into your communities here, or you can go to your community profile, go to My Connections, sorry about that, and Communities. And that will show you every community that you have access to. Thank you.